Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Roy Charles Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
Thank you. Mr. Manius, you got any agenda announcements? Just couldn't stay away, could you?
Just need to make sure everything, all the trains ran
Yeah,
on time.
we understand.
Your Honor,
Doesn't
members,
trust us.
We have two items as relates to agenda. The first one on the administrator, A1, the count is 494, so we will not be taking any action as it relates to prohibition of sale and or use of combustible materials. Also, under the various claims and addendum, under the addendum part, Mr. Maxwell, when we get to that, we'll be removing one item from the addendum. Thank you, Your Honor. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Court members, you have before you the minutes of our regular meeting of December the 11th.
Move approval.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. You have before you the consent agenda.
Move approval.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Well, before we do the human resources deal, Jack, would you have somebody here you'd like to introduce? Welcome. Well, we appreciate you being here today. Come on forward.
Come on up.
No, you're all right.
No.
So where are you stationed?
Norfolk, Virginia, sir.
You on board? You have a ship there, or you just?
Yes, sir. I'm attached to USS Enterprise.
Great.
We just
That's
completed
wonderful.
our 25th and final combat deployment.
Yes, we heard about that from Dad, who was on board.
So now, where will it go from? Where will it go from here?
Razor blades, unfortunately. The cool thing, we just did the decommissioning ceremony. Well, I say that inactivation ceremony as of December 1st, and the chief of naval operations made a surprise visit. So that in and of itself was crazy, hectic.
Did you have some of your plank owners, original plank owners, come back?
We had plank owners. We had. I'm still working on sorting through. I think I've got roughly 1,200 pictures I'm kind of sorting through, and I'm gonna have Dad put them on media, and hopefully be able to share them with everybody. But to answer your question, we had some of the original plank owners, old salts, guys from Vietnam, you name it. I got some really cool pictures. We actually had a few guys show up in their dress blues, which aren't that different from these.
Yeah, the Navy hadn't changed their uniforms a whole lot in the.
No, sir. But Enterprise, the CVN-65 Enterprise is going to razor blades. We're in the process of taking all the weapon systems, communication systems, everything off her that we can save. Most of that's being either put in a warehouse to be used later on for spare parts or sent to other ships. And at our inactivation ceremony, the Chief of Naval Operations announced the next carrier to be built, because the one that's being built now is CVN-79, which is USS Gerald R. Ford. The next one to be built, CVN-80, is going to be carried on the name Enterprise.
That's great.
We're excited for that.
Excellent.
And what's your classification?
ET-3, sir.
Okay.
Warfare.
And
Sub-warfare.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great.
please explain to us landlubbers what going to razor blades means.
Oh, that just means that they're not going to make her into a museum. Being that USS Enterprise is the oldest nuclear aircraft carrier, been around for 50 years, 25 combat deployments. And usually ships like that get sent to either their city's namesake or a high traffic area of port town, so it can be made into a museum. And if the phrase that the Navy uses, if you're not making it into a museum, you're making it into razor blades. Just recycling.
Scrap.
Scrap.
It may be target practice someplace.
What about the crew? Are you going to go to the USS Fort Worth then? Are you going to be reassigned?
I'd like to. It's pretty hard to get billets for ships like that, for the newer ships. I've only been in, I hit my 2-year mark as of November 16th. Usually guys that have been a little bit longer get those billets. But if I have any choice, my next ship, I'm trying to get on a little bit smaller ship like that. It's kind of easy to get lost in the 4,500 people on a big deck. So I'd like to go to those.
See, it's 4,500 on that. It's 45 on the USS Fort Worth. Sorry.
Downsizing.
You're about right. The complement of a ship like that, crew and officers, is approximately 25.
I think it's actually smaller because I do believe that the crew on the USS Fort Worth both crews together are about 100.
You're out.
You're not a Razorback, are you?
Yes, sir.
You are?
So you understand how to lose.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we got a pretty good lesson in that this
You
year.
know,
So
Jack, the other day, and they had a replay of the Louisiana Tech and the Arkansas game, and I just watched the ending of it and thought about you as Louisiana Tech won in overtime.
I think they playing a bowl tonight.
Louisiana Tech.
Yes, Louisiana Tech.
I think you're right.
Well, we appreciate you being here, and we thank you very much for
yes,
your
sir.
service.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome home, Sarah.
Welcome
you.
home. Merry
Good to be
Christmas.
home too.
Now, Ms. Worthy.
Move to receive and file the personnel agenda. Second.
We have motion to second receive and file personnel agenda. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Ms. Worthy.
I believe we have some bonds.
Lunch is here.
There was a contract approval
That's on
action
the
on that?
consent
agenda.
agenda.
Got it, okay, I somehow missed that. All right, we have three motions today, this unusual day. The first motion we're requesting is a motion to approve the following two official bonds. The Sheriff, D. Anderson, and the Constable, Dub Branson, Precinct 4. We request your approval of those bonds.
Move approval.
Second.
A motion to second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
The second motion, we're requesting you to receive and file the following blanket bonds. There's 5 constable blanket bonds needing to be received and filed. Constable Dale Clark, Precinct 1. Constable David Woodruff, Precinct 2. Constable Darrell Huffman, Precinct 3. Constable Dub Bransom, Precinct 4. Constable Clint Burgess, Precinct 7. We request that you receive and file those bonds.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have motion to second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And then the third motion, earlier in the season, when we were acting on bonds, we hadn't figured out how to electronically file them, and so we're going to do a receive and file motion on all the ones that you have either approved previously or which were points of information for you. So we'd request, the third motion is this, we request that you receive and file the following previously acted upon bonds. The official bond for Sergio DeLeon, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 5. The official bond for Dale Clark, Constable, Precinct 1. The official bond for David Woodruff, Constable, Precinct 2. The official bond for Darrell Huffman, Constable, Precinct 3. The official bond for Ruben Garcia, Constable, Precinct 5, for the unexpired term in 2012, and the Ruben Garcia official bond for the new term beginning January 1, 2013. The official bond for John Siegel, Constable, Precinct 6. The official bond for Clint Burgess, Constable, Precinct 7. The official bond for Mike Campbell, Constable, Precinct 8. The Chief Deputy bond for Chief Deputy Constable David Dennis, Precinct 5. And the blanket bonds for Ruben Garcia, Constable, Precinct 5. And Michael Campbell, Constable, Precinct 8. If you would receive and file those, we would appreciate it.
Move to receive and file.
Second.
A motion to second, receive and file. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Why did we vote twice on Dub Ransom?
One was the official bond, and one was the blanket bond.
And
Thank
the
you.
blanket is for all of his
For his reserves and then other staffers that they'd want covered, yes.
court members. You have before you the claims, including the addendum, and I believe there's one that we're needing to pull off. Or add.
Yes, I'd like to pull one of the claims that's noted on your addendum. It's on page 3, and it has 3 asterisks beside it. The Texas Legislative Service for $4,000. We'll pull that, and you may see that on the January the 8th
Move approval of the claims, including the addendum minus the item being pulled for the Texas Legislative Service.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including the addendum with the revisions noted. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Any other comments or announcements at this time? Then we are adjourned.